Hello everybody and welcome to the championship game of our 2018 Kickoff Classic here. Sponsored. We are at beautiful Armour Square Park on the south side of Chicago, right next to Guaranteed Rate Field. Matt DOSEN along with George Bliss here. Happy to be bringing you this terrific matchup between the TITO's 45s and Stan Paddock's Impact. Both teams have won 2 games to get to this point. 45s with a win over Rack City, and then a hard-fought 10-8 come-from-behind win against Dynasty. Impact with a easy win over Signature, and then taking care of Hex in the semifinal game. Obviously, the 45s, last year's SSA national champs, along with the Forest Park Championship, were a dominant team, and Impact has been a solid major team for many years under the guidance of Stan Paddock. So here in this game, it looks like Impact will be the home team. 45s will be up first. The umpires are Rich Hennessy on the bases and Jimmy Acafora behind home plate. Due up for the Tito's 45s will be Brian Blackwell, also known as Little B in the softball community, followed by Nate Mercado and then Joe Yaris, who had the big blow in the semifinal game against Dynasty. They were trailing 8-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 5th, and Yaris with a ringing 3-run double into the left center field gap, and that was followed by a double by Alex Smith to make it 8-6, and then the 45s went on to score 4 in the top of the 6th, and that's how the game ended, 10-8. And we'll be right back in a moment with action from today's championship game. And welcome back to Armour Square Park. Getting ready to start the top of the first. Brian Blackwell will step in. The 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill, and of course the great Mickey Balestri putting this whole thing together along with the SSA. Ground ball to short. Avila up with the throw and just barely gets Blackwell on a close play. Anthony Avila, a lot of years with Stan Paddock, has really worked his way up to becoming a terrific major player. Started off with the 45s. Didn't get much playing time his first couple of years on the major level, but has really turned into be a terrific player. Here's Nate Mercado with 1 out. That'll be 2 strikes. We are playing with a 1-1 count the entire tournament. And of course, Nate getting his start with the team called the Kings, moving on to the Road Runners, and now, of course, the 45s, and has become the consensus top shortstop in the game. 1 out, top of the first. Championship game, Armour Square Park. Impact 45s. Ball too long. Dave Odell, the catcher for Impact. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hard grounder up the middle. And Mercado is retired. 2 outs, nobody on for Joe Yaris. Who had just a phenomenal year last year. Talking to Ron Kubicki, one of the coaches for the Tito's 45, said that, in his opinion, had the best year of all the players. Really has just about every ball in his bag. Can go long, can push the ball, could cut the ball, and is a real good competitor. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the first. Yaris with a hard smash again to short center. And 3 up, 3 down for the 45s. Impact coming up. We'll be right back. And we're back. Bottom of the first, Angelo Alicia, Hall of Famer, stepping into home plate. Angelo continues to be a terrific player, over the age of 50, but still can hit with the best of them. Ground ball into the hole between short and third and beats out the throw easily. So Impact with a runner at first, nobody out. Coaches for Impact, of course, the great Hall of Famer Stan Paddock, who is in our prayers in a fight of his life, and we wish nothing but the best for Stan. We pray for him each and every day. On the bases, Jeff Beto. And here's Mark Manizzi with a base hit. And we'll have runners at first and third with nobody out. Mark Munizzi, of course, the younger son of Mark Munizzi, who was a terrific player in his own right for many years with the Crush and with the Jinx. He's coaching at third base, and here is his other son, Matt Munizzi, who has really become a terrific player in his own right. Big hitter, can hit a long ball, terrific athlete. Played football at St. Xavier College. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. No score here, bottom of the first. And a line drive knocked down by Haas at first, and he gets the force out at second, but a run does score. Nice play by the first baseman there, Haas. Impact on the board, 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Big Dave Odell stepping into the plate. Very strong resemblance to Chicago Bear great Brian Urlacher, and Dave has told me in the past that he definitely gets recognized around Chicagoland, and some people really mistake him for number 54. And Odell with a ground ball to short. Mercado to short center to Yars for one. Over to first, and a little bit low on the throw, and it bounces out of the hands of Haas. So fielder's choice, 2 outs, 1-0 impact. Bottom of the first. And in steps Anthony Avila. Shortstop for impact. And again, Anthony, his best ball is a little flip shot over first baseman's head, and what makes him such a great hitter is you know he's going to do it, and he still is able to get it in there at times. He'll also cut the ball hard, or once in a while he'll try to pop the ball to left center. 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the first, 1-0 impact. And a ground ball right back to Steve Batnich, the pitcher, over to first, and that'll retire the side. So after one complete inning of play, it's 1-0 impact. We'll be right back. We're back, Armour Square Park, championship game, SSA 2018 Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill and the great Mickey Balestri. Alex Smith, last year's Major Nationals MVP, in the batter's box. Alex, of course, younger brother of the dynamic Smith brothers, his older brother Billy, the right fielder. And Alex lofts one in the right center field, and retired there by Matt Munizzi. 1-0 impact, top of the second. And in steps Mark Holstein, future Hall of Famer, the most prolific long ball hitter in the game for the past 15, 20 years. Has come back to the 45s after a stint with Sal Milazzo and the signature softball team. And Mark battled a real tough injury last year with a torn tricep, has come back, worked really hard in the offseason, and is excited to be back with the 45s. Ground ball between short and third, and that'll be a base hit. Had the pleasure of watching Mark play a lot last year, and before his injury, had a tremendous year hitting the ball right in that hole. So runner at first, 1 out, and here is Billy Smith. Fine young outfielder, and again, the older brother of Alex Smith. Billy, a tremendous athlete, great arm, fast runner, lots of power, great all-around player. And Smith with a ground ball. Anthony Scarlatta with a nice play, but won't be able to get Smith, who's got great speed. So first and second, 1 out for the 45s. Top of the second, and in steps Adam Haas. First baseman for the 45s. Really his first go-round here in major softball. Had a big hit in the 4-run rally against Dynasty in the semifinal. First and second, 1 out. Top of the second, 1-0 impact. 3-1 count on Haas. Holstein at second, Billy Smith at first. Full count now. Angelo Feliciano on the mound for impact. Chilly day out here on the south side of Chicago. Temperatures in the high 40s. Nice brisk wind whipping off the lake today, but bright sunshine. And we've got a fly ball, infield fly. Batter will be out. 2 outs. Steve Stuholic stepping in for the 45s. One of those players that kind of flies under the radar. Very good defensive player, and he'll get a big hit for you when you need him. 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill here on the south side of Chicago, right next to Guaranteed Rate Field. Top half of the second, 1-0 impact. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. 2-2 count now on Stuholic. George Bliss doing a fine job on the camera. George Bliss does so much for this game. We appreciate everything. There's a base hit by Stuholic. That'll drive in a run. And it'll be runners at first and third with 2 outs as Steve Stuholic ties the game up 1-1 here in the top of the second. And now Jeremy Lofrano, who has come over from the Feta team where he played for the last couple of years. And Jeremy's been around the game a long time. His father was a tremendous player. His uncle, of course, Frankie Mione, great player for many years with the Whips and with Lettuce and with the Jinx. And Jeremy is a guy who loves to play the game. Plays the game hard the way you're supposed to play. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Top of the second, game tied at 1, championship game. Lofrano with a ground ball off the chest of Scarlatta. And that'll give the 45s a 2-1 lead. No play is an easy play when the ball is hit hard on the ground. You just never know what kind of bounce it's going to take. And you've got a much better chance of reaching base, hitting the ball on the ground than you do if you hit the ball in the air. Sounds like a simple equation, but harder to execute. 2-1 45s, top of the second, first and second, 2 outs. And here comes Steven Batnich. Steve regarded as one of the top pitchers in the game. Foul ball out of play, and that'll be 2 strikes now on Steve, who really cut his teeth with the Jinx on the major level. As you get a shot of Israel Sanchez, who unable to participate in this tournament. I'm sure he'd like to be out there, but hampered by a little bit of an injury, and we'll see Israel a lot more as the summer progresses. Great Hall of Famer, terrific first baseman, and loves the game of softball. Still out here competing well into his 50s. Former Major League Baseball pitcher. I have a few of his baseball cards. Played with the Kansas City Royals, played with Bo Jackson. 2-1 45s, top of the second. 2 outs, first and second. Here's Batnich again. 2 strikes and a ground ball to Scarlatta. Will step on the bag, and that'll do it. But the 45s take the lead 2-1 as we head into the bottom of the second. Guaranteed Rate Field, my field. A shameless plug. If you need a mortgage, you're looking to refinance or purchase a home, please give me a call, 630-742-2245. Guaranteed Rate is my company, and we'll do a great job for you, I promise. Bruce Lee leading things off here for Impact. Bottom of the second, down a run. And that ball will hit the line, fair ball. And Lee will have a double as he pulls into second. So Lee in scoring position. He'll get a courtesy runner. I believe there's 1 courtesy runner per team in this tournament. Again, we're out here at beautiful Armour Square Park, south side of Chicago. Championship game, 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. And Hall of Famer Mickey Balestri, again, doing a wonderful job. Mickey, for many, many years, with the first tournament of the year under his guidance. Here's Anthony Scarlatta, ground ball between short and third. Mercado, long throw to first, and he gets him. There you see why many believe Nate to be the best shortstop in the game. Goes deep in the hole and throws out Scarlatta for the first out. Tremendous play by Mercado. Anthony Avila, who is running for Bruce Lee, still at second base. One out. Here's Brian Hess, short center. for impact. And we're going to have a discussion there. Jimmy Akinfora came out, and I think he believed that Batnich took one too many steps off the rubber. You could take one drag step, and that's it. If you take more than one, it's called an illegal pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. Great play by Yaris going to his left. Makes a perfect throw for the second out. This is just two tremendous plays back-to-back by Mercado and Yaris. And we've got a runner at third with 2 outs. Not an easy play. Going to his left with a perfect throw. As you see, Joe Yaris, Forest Park MVP of a year ago. Here's Angelo Feliciano, the pitcher for Impact, with 2 outs and a man on third. Impact trailing 2-1, bottom of the second. Championship game. 2 strikes now. You see the purple shirts for Impact in honor of Stan Paddock. Again, their great manager and organizer battling cancer. Stan, if you're watching and listening, our prayers and thoughts every day go out to you. And a ground ball up the middle. Batnich fields it, and that'll do it for Impact in the second. A leadoff double wasted. We're heading to the top of the third. We'll be right back. And we're back. Armour Square Park, 2018 Kickoff Classic, sponsored by the SSA and Turtles Bar and Grill. George Bliss, Matt Dosen. Top of the third, Little B will lead things off. Again, Brian Blackwell, we call him Little B here in our softball family. I would say Blackwell and Brian Kornakowski, the 2 best left fielders in the game right now. Brian Kornakowski, also known as Chippy to us softball players. Blackwell now with a full count. Top of the third, 2-1, 45s. Blackwell with a line drive to center field and cut by Munizzi for the first out. Don't be fooled by the size of Blackwell. He could hit a long ball, and of course, he's got speed to burn. Very tough out in the game of softball. Here's Nate Mercado, who made a terrific play in the bottom of the second. Nate, one of those players, again, he hit the ball all over. That's what makes him so tough. Can cut the ball on the left field line, can push the ball to the right. If you play him too shallow, he'll hit the ball over your head. A great competitor. Maybe we'll get Mickey Balestri over here for a little interview in between innings. And a fly ball, foul, and out of play. Hits a tree out there. Chris Lentine trying to shag down that fly ball. The great softball family, of course, his grandfather, Frank Lentine Sr. in the Hall of Fame. His father, Tom Lentine, has been a terrific player for a lot of years. Is also a member of this team. And his older brother, Tom Lentine Jr., playing on a team called Trash. So the Lentines, you go out to a softball field, chances are you're going to run into one of them. 1 out, top of the third. 2-1, 45s. Mercado with 2 strikes. And that one is going to fall in there for a hit right on the right field line. Now that's a confident hitter. Ball skips away. And Mercado with a stand-up triple. That's what separates average hitters from great hitters. With 2 strikes, he had the confidence to go on the right field line, paints the line, ends up with a 1-out triple. So that'll bring up Joe Yaris, who also made a terrific play in that bottom half of the second. Joe has just become a tremendous hitter and a very, very, very great all-around player. Going to be some discussion here. I think Impact believes that that ball went out of play, and as they discuss this, we're going to step aside for a minute. We'll be right back. And we're back. They determined that the ball went out of play, so Mercado had to go back to second base. So 1 extra base. So we've got a runner at second, 1 out. Here's Yaris. Ground ball is short. And safe at first. Ball bobbled a bit by Avila. And now we've got runners at first and second with 1 out. Top half of the third, 2-1, 45s. Alex Smith at the plate. As you look at Feliciano for impact. Alex Smith, also one of the more prolific long ball hitters in the game, to go along with a great arm in the outfield. And one of the nicer guys you'll meet. And a shot into the right center gap. It's going to fall for a hit. Mercado's going to score. Yaris is going to score. Smith's on his way to third. And the 45s now with a 4-1 lead. When you're big and strong the way Al Smith is, every ball hit out into the gap, there's going to be a double. He's got great speed, and one little bobble, he's going to get an extra base. So 4-1 now, 1 out, and Mark Holstein at the plate for the 45s. And a base hit up the middle. 5-1, 45s. Top of the third, 1 out. As you look at Mark Holstein, future Hall of Famer. He's played the game at the highest level for many, many years. Cut his teeth with the Flash, the original Flash team, back in the 90s. And then it wasn't long before he got picked up by the 45s of the early 2000s, and they were a juggernaut for many, many years under the guidance of Bob Rasha. And they had Hall of Famers at just about every position back in the 2000 to 2010 decade. Here's Billy Smith. 5-1, 45s, top of the third, 1 out. And Smith with a ground ball. Nice play by Scarlatta. And they get a forced out at second. Scarlatta, of course, Mount Carmel's very own. Also a baseball coach now. Played baseball there. And now a coach back at his alma mater. Happens to be the alma mater of one Matt DOSEN. Yours truly. Class of 88. 2 outs, 5-1, 45s. And here's a long shot to center field, and Munizzi makes the catch to retire the side off the bat of Adam Haas. So a nice inning for the 45s. They add to their lead, 5-1, heading into the bottom of the Armour Square Park championship game. 45s 5, Impact 1. We are in the bottom of the third, and we've got a fly ball by Jeff LeVar and caught by Alex Smith. And it's my pleasure to be joined by the Hall of Famer Mick Balestri, who has put together this tournament for many, many years. This year sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. And Mick, again, lucky with the weather. Not the warmest of days, but the rain stayed away. And again, you've done a great job putting this thing together, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We got Tommy Mancini from Tommy Turtle stepped up to the plate, basically taking the spot that Jimbo's had from back in the day. And I haven't been here in 15 years doing this between Donovan and Armour. 8 majors, 8 A's. And it's turning out to be a great day. Listen, it's sunny, it's a little breezy, a little chilly. So the fans are cold, but the players are warm. But the caliber of ball is still top-notch, as you're seeing in this game with 2 of the best teams in 16-inch. And our hats off to the grounds crew at both parks. They did a great job getting these fields ready to play. Yeah, we had an issue with this field in the past couple of years. It was a Little League field, so we put in some requests with the Park District to get this field dug up, leveled off, and they put many truckloads of dirt and turfus and surface on here, and it was done on Monday, and they were out here today dragging and lining it for me, and Donovan was ready to go also. 2 outs, bottom of the third, 5-1, 45s, Angelo Alici at the plate, and there's a base hit, and he just continues to hit, Mick. Just a real marvel. Angelo's one of the finest hitters over the past 30 years. I played against him all that time. Been playing with him a little bit in the 50 and over the few years. And he's just amazing. His stroke is still the same. And he's got a level swing, and he just pops it. His on-base percentage has got to be 600 plus for the year easily. He's that good of a hitter at any level of ball. Tell us a little bit about your sponsor here for a few seconds. Yeah, Tommy Turtle opened up a few years back. He had a lemonade and a hot dog, ice cream kind of place for the neighborhood. And then he got the building, gutted upstairs. He's got a banquet hall upstairs for about 80 to 100 people. He's got the restaurant bar downstairs. He's got outstanding food, great food product. And like I said, he stepped up to the plate to be part of this program with us. And he's helping with his sponsorship. And in return, we get the teams and the players to go in his bar. All right, well, Mick, well, thank you very much again. You're a great asset to this game for many, many years. You're one of the
terrific people that keep softball alive, and we hope that this can continue to be one of your staples here.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to continue this. We're going to have a fall one. We're going to have one in the fall. It's probably going to be an open roster, just fun tournament like I do back in the day. I just come and play with your friends, have a good time. I want to give a shout out to Mary Lou and to Danny at Armour Park. They did outstanding jobs for us, getting the fields ready and helping set up with everything else, and I thank them.
Well, the impact here with a nice 2-out rally. Consecutive hits, 3 consecutive hits. 2 here by the Munizzi brothers, and we're now at 5-2, 45s with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. This rally started with 2 outs and a double by the great Angelo Alicia, Hall of Famer who, well into his 50s, continues to be one of the better hitters in the game. And we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back. Dave Odell with 2 outs. Fly ball to center. Smith comes running in and makes the catch to retire the side. So minimal damage, but impact does cut into the lead. We're at 5-2, bottom of the third. We'll be right back. I'd rather sit. Top half of the fourth, championship game here, Armour Square Park, 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. Steve Stuholic with a fly ball on the right, and it'll fall in there for a hit. George Bliss on camera, Matt Dosen, along with the cast of characters here, 16-inch softball, the greatest game in America. I think that phrase was coined by George Bliss. Do you have a patent on that one, George? Runner at first, nobody out. Jeremy Lofrano with a ground ball to first. Lee will go to second for 1, and that'll be it. Lofrano will be at first with 1 out, and Steve Batnich will be at the plate. So most of the major leagues get started next week. Forest Park again will play host to probably the best league top to bottom. I think that starts on Monday the 30th. And of course Westchester will start next week also, and followed by Mount Prospect the following league. So softball is here, even if the weather might not be. We're ready to play. That's what's great about this game too. Doesn't have to be the greatest conditions. These guys want to play ball. Top of the fourth, 1 out. Lofrano at first. Batnich with a fly ball, left field line, and Chris Lentine gave chase, but it could not come up with it. That'll be 2 strikes now on Batnich. Well, I correct myself. Pardon me, that was a foul ball, so Batnich is retired. 2 outs now, and we go back to the top of the order with Brian Blackwell, of course, better known as Little B. And if you take a look, George, he's up in the batter's box. If you get a look at that, I think he's going to try to cut the ball here in front of the left fielder. A lot of times you could see that when a batter's up in the box, they're going to try to cut the ball. Let's see what he tries to do here. He did. He tried to cut the ball and just missed it. A lot of times you'll see that too early in the year where players haven't taken many swings. They'll just miss it and hit a little foul ball into the opposing dugout. So 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-2, 45s. 2-2 count. Lofrano at first base. Jeremy was a quick runner until he had a foot injury and could still move pretty good out there as Blackwell lines a base hit in the left, and you saw the speed right there. Didn't hesitate one bit, all the way to second with a double. So runners at second and third, 2 outs, 5-2, 45s, top of the fourth, and Nate Mercado at the plate. Normally you might think about walking him in a situation like this, but you got Joe Yaris, who is hitting the ball as good as anybody the last 2 years in softball. Mercado tries to cut the ball down the line, and Lentine just misses, making a fantastic catch in foul territory. So 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nate Mercado joined the 45s a few years ago after playing with John Lima's Roadrunner team for a number of years. I think the Roadrunner is one of those terrific teams that just could not take down the top teams in softball at the time. Teams like Windy City and Flashback. Those were the top 2 teams up until about 2 years ago when the 45 started to dominate again. Flashback, and Windy City had a great rivalry for about 5-6 years. There's a line drive caught by Feliciano to retire the side. That's a big out. Keeps the game within reach. 5-2 45s. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth. And we're back. Bottom half of the fourth. Anthony Avila with a base hit to start things off for Impact. It's one thing about this Impact team. It doesn't matter how many runs they're down. They are a team that will scrap and fight and claw all the way to the end. You see first base coach Jeff Baytaw. Jeff's been with Stan Paddock for many, many years. Definitely a friend of softball and loves the game. Here's Bruce Lee, doubled down the right field line his first time up. And a ground ball. This could be two. Yaris to Mercado to Haas, and that is a double play. Now, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth for Anthony Scarlata, also known as Scar in the softball world. Mount Carmel alumnus, and presently a baseball coach for Brian Hurry and his Mount Carmel baseball team, who's had a terrific run over the past 20 years or so. And Scarlata with a long fly ball in the center, and Alex Smith takes care of that, and that takes care of Impact. No runs as we head into the top of the fifth. Still 5-2 45s. 3-4-5 due up for the 45s here in the top half of the fifth as they lead 5-2. Championship game here in beautiful Armour Square Park, south side of Chicago, in the shadow of Guaranteed Rate Field. The 2018 Kickoff Classic, hosted by the SSA and sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. Joe Yaris leading things off, tries to cut one down the line, and that'll be a fair ball. So a leadoff single by Yaris, and that'll bring up Alex Smith. There you see Yaris. You got to respect his power, because he can hit the ball as far as anybody in the game. So a lot of room out there when he goes to cut the ball over the infield. I think he thought that ball was going to be foul, otherwise that's an easy double. Here's Smith, and pop up on the infield. Caught by Brian Haas, and that's one out for the 45s, and Mark Holstein will step in. Mark, also the wrestling coach at Marmion Academy, was the former strength and wrestling coach at Montini Catholic. So doesn't take you long to see why, as he hits a line drive caught by Scarlata. Mark's always been one of the bigger guys in softball and takes great care of his body, great shape, and still going strong at age 40. 2 outs. Top of the fifth. And Billy Smith at the plate. And that'll be 2 strikes now on Smith. Billy played many years for a team called OBI. Came over to the 45s a few years ago. OBI was a top team in softball also. Angelo Feliciano on the hill for Impact. 2 outs. Yaris at first. Top of the fifth. 5-2 45s in this championship game. Bright sunny skies today. You see Billy Smith. Really a 5-tool player. Nothing that he can't do well. And a line drive into center field. Yaris is going to go to third. And it'll be first and third for the 45s with 2 outs. Adam Haas now at the plate as you get a good look at Billy Smith, older brother of Alex Smith, center fielder for the 45s. First and third, 2 outs. Adam Haas getting baptized into the major leagues here. Ground ball. Foul. That'll be 2 strikes now with 2 outs. 5-2 45s, top of the 5th. Armour Square Park, south side of Chicago. Wind coming off the lake. Temperatures in the high 40s with a nice stiff wind, but it is sunny. We've played in worse conditions, George Bliss, haven't we? 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a ground ball fielded by Haas, and that'll do it. Haas takes care of Haas, and that'll retire the side. 5-2 45s. Impact coming up in the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, Brian Haas leads things off. Ground ball. And Mercado unable to field that ground ball. It'll be runner at first, no outs for Impact. Trailing 5-2. Angelo Feliciano. Longtime pitcher for Impact. Tommy Lentine, also a pitcher for Stan Paddock's Impact team. Not here today, probably watching his daughter play college softball. Okay. And it'll be 2 strikes, no outs. 45's up 5-2 as we get a look at Steve Batnich. Tall, rangy pitcher. Tough to get the ball past Steve. Long arms. Sometimes he'll even use his legs to stop a ball. No outs. Runner at first. Impact down 3. Bottom of the 5th. Championship game here. And a ground ball could be 2. Mercado to Yaris. To Haas. Scoops it out. Double play. Second inning in a row that the Impact had their leadoff hitter on, and then a double play followed. 2 outs, nobody on. Jeff LeVar, the right fielder for Impact. 5-2 45. Championship game. 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. Fly ball in the center, and that'll do it for Impact. 5-2 45s as we head into the top of the 6th. Steve Stuhalik will lead things off here for the 45s, top half of the 6th. Line drive down the left field line, caught by Chris Lentine. Got a good jump on that one. The key to playing a solid left field is the jump. You get a good jump, you're going to make a lot of plays. If you can't read the ball off the bat, you're going to struggle out there. Nice play there by Chris Lentine. 1 out. Jeremy Lafrano here. Jeremy reached last time up. Jeremy, again, veteran in this game, has been playing a long time at this major level. 2 strikes, 1 out. And he cuts one in there for a base hit. And it gets past Munizzi. Lafrano will have at least 2, and he'll stop there at second base. So a runner in scoring position for the 45s with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Steve Batnich at the plate. You know, George, this probably would be a place where one Martin DOSEN would come up for a pinch hit. Unfortunately, my younger brother Marty is battling a hand injury and unable to play this weekend. Hopefully he'll be back in the softball ranks soon. And Batnich with the long fly ball to left. Lentine will handle that. 2 outs for Brian Blackwell. So we'll see what happens where Blackwell goes. I got a feeling he's going to try that cut ball again. He's choking up a little bit on the bat, on the bat there. He's up in the box. We'll see what he does. Lafrano at second, 2 outs. 5-2 lead for the 45s. Championship game here at Armour Square Park. And there's a line drive, base hit. Blackwell cuts the ball between short and third. He's going to have a double. You see that speed, incredible. thinks double out of the box every time up. Big insurance run there for the 45. 6-2 now here in the top of the 6th. Nate Mercado at the plate.
No.
Mercado takes 2 outs, runner at second. And we've got a full count now. Full count, runner at second, 6-2 lead, 45s, top of the 6th championship game of the SSA 2018 Kickoff Classic. And Mercado pops up to Anthony Avila, and that'll do it. But the 45s pick up a big insurance run, and it's now 6-2 45s heading into the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back. There you see Billy Hogan, one of the fine coaches for the 45s, does a lot for this team, one of their sponsors as well. Billy's been around the game for a long time and was a pretty good player during his playing days, playing for 7-14 among some other teams. Chris Lentine will lead things off for Impact here in the bottom of the 6th. Impact down 6-2. We are at beautiful Armour Square Park on the south side of Chicago in the shadow of Guaranteed Rate Field. And Lentine swings, and a line drive caught by Batnich to begin the 6th. Nice play by Batnich. Again, very difficult to hit a ball past Steve with those long arms and long legs. Steve going about 6'6". Proud Croatian. Here's Angelo Alicia, the ageless one. Doubled his last time up and scored. Angelo, many, many years with different teams. The Blues, with Splinters, with teams playing in Iowa. Came back to Chicago and has always been on one of the top teams here and continues to be one of the better hitters, leading off still at his age and still doing it very effectively. Angelo with another base hit off the hand of Yaris. And he will settle for a single. So a runner on, 1 out. And Mark Munizzi at the plate. Munizzi got a base hit his last time up. He scored a run. Younger brother of Matt Munizzi, the center fielder. And again, son of third base coach Mark Munizzi. Ground ball to short. Mercado to second for 1, and that'll be it as Munizzi runs too well to double him off. So 2 outs now, and Matt Munizzi at the dish. Great job by Mercado there to charge the ball. He made his own hop. One thing you teach young infielders, and Mercado did a great job right there. Made his own hop, got the force. 2 outs, Munizzi with a line drive, and that'll be foul. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, 6-2 45s. And again, we want to say hello to Stan Paddock if you're listening and watching. And Stan, we wish you well. We hope you're back here in the softball field soon. George Bliss, Matt Dosen, Armour Square Park. Championship game, 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill, and of course organized by Hall of Famer Mick Balestri, who has done this for years. Always the big kickoff tournament to begin the season. As Munizzi hits a ground ball, Mercado with a great play in the hole, and he gets him head first. What a play! What a tremendous play by Mercado, going deep in the hole, threw off his back foot, a 1-hop play and a great stretch by Adam Haas. What a wonderful play, and I think Hennessy got it right. I think the call was correct at first. What a play to end the inning. 6-2 45s going into the top of the 7th. Back here at Armour Square Park, Matt Dosen, George Bliss, and I've got Jeremy Lafrano here with me. Jeremy, a big part of this 45 team this year. Jeremy, nice hit last time up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But Jeremy, you've been playing this game for a long time. Nothing like opening day.
I love it. I love it. It's a little cold, but you know what? Play through it.
Now, last year you were with Feta. You're back with the 45s. As Yaris lines went down the left field line, that's going to be a home run. And it's going to be 7-2 45s. And again, Yaris, Jeremy, just showing you why he might be the best hitter in the game.
Wow, without a doubt. Joe, when Joe hits, we roll. Nobody could touch us when Joe hits.
And it's for sure the confidence to go along with the athletic ability. But Joe, you know he thinks he's going to get hit every time up.
And pretty much he does. So he proves himself right.
And it's just amazing. You look at some of these guys that just have every ball in their bag of tricks.
I idolize them. I wish, I know, guys like me and you, I wish we had half the power these guys do.
Yeah, we've got to fight and scratch and claw for every single that we get, right? But Joe, again, he can cut the ball, he can push the ball, he can hit the ball in the gaps, hits the ball down the line. It's amazing. But you've got a lot of guys on this team that do that.
That's the luxury of playing on this team. Everybody 1 through 10 could get a hit at any time. Everybody likes each other. That's the biggest thing. I've never played with a team that has so much chemistry and just everyone enjoys each other's company. And you can't fake that. You know that. You played long enough. You can't fake that. And I think we could do something really special this year.
Now, what's it like? Obviously, you and I were young players at one time, and now you've been around and played with a number of teams, and you know we're not spring chickens anymore. So when season rolls around, what are your feelings?
Do whatever I can to help these kids win, and that's what they are. They're all kids. They're all young. They play the game the right way. They play it hard. We don't really have any prima donnas or anything like that on this team. It's like I said, it's just a lot of fun.
All right, Jeremy. Well, good luck. Congratulations on a terrific career so far, and stay healthy and have a great time this year.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Jeremy Lafrano with the 45s. As you saw there, Alex Smith with a double. Again, Alex, when he squares up the ball, nobody hits the ball any harder in the game. 7-2 45s, top 7. Mark Holstein will be at the plate when play resumes here, as Jeff Beto comes out to have a little discussion with his pitcher, Angelo. Really, we're fortunate to have a nice sunny day today. We had some rain last night, but again, these fields held up well, and kudos to the grounds crew at both parks, Donovan and here at Armour Square Park. Mark Holstein with a line drive down the right field line. Hangs up a bit and ends up being a double. Now that play to the naked eye looks like a routine fly ball, but I guarantee you that ball out there was dancing. It was knuckling, as Mark Holstein does not hit many balls that are just straight. So that ball was moving, knuckling. In these conditions, not an easy play at all for Jeff LeVar out there in right. So it's now 8-2 45s. Billy Smith at the plate. Mark Holstein at second. We're playing here at Armour Square Park. Championship game. Smith with a long drive to left. That could be trouble. And it is, as it is over the head of Chris Lentine, and that'll be a 2-run homer for Billy Smith, and that'll make it 10-2 in favor of the 45s. There you see the 45s. When they get rolling, they are hard to stop. Last game, it looked like Dynasty had them. Dynasty was up 8-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. A 3-run double by Yaris, a double by Smith made it 8-6. And then in the top of the 6th, they were able to get hits from the bottom of their order to get to the top of their order. They ended up scoring 4, and that's how the game ended. 10-8, 45s in their semifinal. So they are a tremendous team. And once they get going, they are definitely hard to stop. So a pitching change for Impact, as the 45s now lead 10-2. Adam Haas at the plate has done a really nice job filling in for Israel Sanchez at first base. And there's a pop-up that Bruce Lee is able to make the play. 1 out. 1 out, and here's Stu Hollick. Once again, we want to thank everybody that supports 16-inch softball, in particular the SSA. We had a great candlelight bowl outing a few weeks ago that Pat Caputo organized and did a great job. Had over 180 people at the Candlelight Bowl at Wheaton Bowl in beautiful Wheaton. So the SSA has many tournaments that they're going to run this year. George Vernazos, Patty Caputo, Mickey Balestri, Sal Malazzo. As you see, Steve Stuhalik is going to have at least a triple here, and he is going to stop at third. Anthony Tyler and a number of other SSA board members who have really stepped up and done a great job for 16-inch softball. And we want to send out our condolences to Anthony Tyler, who lost his mother here recently. So, Anthony, we're thinking about you today. Here's Jeremy Lafrano. One out, man on third, and a ground ball, and that'll get in a run, as it's now 11-2, 45s. 2 outs, top of the seventh. Steve Batnich will be at the plate. So it looks like the 45s are going to walk away with another tournament championship. Last year they were Forest Park champs. They also won the Major Nationals for a second consecutive year. And by the looks of it, should have another outstanding season. As Batnich reaches first base, and that'll bring up the top of the order again and Brian Blackwell. 11-2, 45s as they've blown it open here in the top of the seventh. Blackwell with a fly ball to shallow left as Lentine comes in, cannot make the play, and we'll have runners at second and third. It looks like that pop-up has shaken up Chris Lentine. Not an easy play. He's playing Blackwell deep. He mishit the ball, came in and just had the ball bounce off his hands. George Bliss, Matt Dosen, along with the 45s and impact here, the Kickoff Classic 2018 SSA, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. Here's Nate Mercado. And a ground ball to second, and that'll do it for the 45s, but they add 5 runs here in the top of the seventh to take a 11-2 lead. Matt Dosen back at Armour Square Park. We are heading into the bottom of the seventh, 45s 11, Impact 2, championship game of the 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic here at Armour Square Park. Matt Dosen along with George Bliss. So it looks like the 45s will pick up where they left off last year. George, another convincing and solid win for this team.
You know, Ron Kubicki's probably the most organized guy I've ever worked with. And just everybody's on the same page on this team. The Smith brothers, Little B, this kid Yaris. I call him Little Keith Filkins. He's that good. So I see Joe probably pick up a couple more MVPs this year.
Yeah, Joe has definitely stepped into the role of the great Keith Filkins and has become a tremendous player, both offensively and defensively. And I know him and Keith are really tight friends also. Here's Anthony Avila, 1 out for impact, and Avila with a fly ball in the center caught by Smith. So the 45s 1 out away from taking the Kickoff Classic championship here at Armour Square Park. Here's Bruce Lee stepping into the box. Again, great job by Mickey Balestri organizing this tournament. We had 8 major teams and 8 Class A teams, and the Donuts team won the A Division championship as Lee flies out to right, and that'll do it. Final score, 45s 11, Impact 2. They win the 2018 SSA Kickoff Classic here at Armour Square Park, sponsored by Turtles Bar and Grill. We'll be back with a couple interviews after this. All right, you see the 45s taking their picture with the SSA banner, champions here of the Kickoff Classic. Front and center, you've got Israel Sanchez and Mark Holstein two terrific players. Well, the whole team's terrific. They've been terrific the last couple of years, and definitely the team to beat in softball this year. And Impact, another solid team, another solid effort. They're always there, always play tough. They got a nice mix of young and old players, and they are definitely a team to be reckoned with each and every year. Angelo Alicia, who just never ages and never slows down, continues to lead them in the leadoff spot. The Munizzi brothers, and we'll be hearing a lot about them all year long. We'll be right back. And we're back here with Mick Balestri, who, of course, organized this wonderful tournament. And the 45s pick up right where they left off last year, Mick.
Yeah, right in there, they're the team to beat. They showed their true colors, although a couple teams were short some guys. But with that team, with their depth that they have and the versatility in their lineup, they prevailed. They had some tough games. They weren't all cakewalks. This one, they blew it up in the last inning here. They won by a couple runs at Donovan. And they actually came back from a 5 or 6 run deficit to knock off Dynasty to get here. So they had to play their way through the bracket to get here.
Well, congratulations again on a very well-run tournament as always, and the Mother Nature cooperated, bright sunny skies.
Yeah, you know what? This was a tournament where the fans are cold and the players are warm. So I've been saying that all day because they're moving around. But what do you think? They did this infield all brand new. It's the first set of games on it. It was done Monday, and you know, you look at the park, you got the White Sox in the background, you got Turtles in the foreground over here. And
Guaranteed Rate right there.
We have Guaranteed Rate, sponsor, and our man Matty DOSEN is an employee of them. So appreciate everybody, and thanks for coming out.
Mick, great time again. And DOSEN, thanks for coming out and helping me. I mean, this guy's a great announcer, Mickey.
Absolutely.
You've got to sign up to a contract. We're going to go to Turtles, one of the great sponsors. I had food there the other day. It was phenomenal.
And look forward to the end of the season. We're going to have anybody can play tournament. Just make a roster and have some fun. We do it every year back in the day. We're going to bring that back also.
All right, softball is back. Enjoy it, everybody.
Thanks.